All right, I want you to stop what you're doing. I want you to pay attention because what I'm about to talk about is really potentially going to change sort of the dynamics and the security and safety of your investments. So, this is not a drill and it's not a future thing that could potentially happen. AI is actually actively targeting the blockchain and it's winning. So, a new urgent report reveals that today's frontier AI models, things like GPT-5, can now autonomously hack smart contracts and they're draining funds, right? So they are doing the work of skilled human hackers, but they're doing it in a matter of seconds now. And what is the simulated damage? Well, in this case, what we're going to look at today is about $550 million dollars or $500 million. So we're breaking down the proof and the one investment strategy, defense strategy that you must adopt today to secure your funds and of course help others sort of replicate this picture so they're not in danger as well. So we're going to discuss the problem. For years, as you know, we've all worried about human hackers, right? But now we face an automated army. This is unprecedented in our times. But we knew it was coming, right? The minute we all talked about AI models sort of being something for the future, we all knew the future is going to eventually be here. So the critical difference is the speed and scalability at which AI operates, right? These agents don't just find known vulnerabilities, they are finding zero-day exploits, meaning these are bugs that no one, not even the developers, could have known about. They find the bug, they write the attack code, and they execute the drain, all without any human input. And this is the moment the offensive capability of AI basically has truly crossed the line into weaponization against decentralized finance or DeFi as we know it. So the evidence is shocking, right? Researchers from Anthropic have put these top tier AI models into a sandbox blockchain environment, and they gave them essentially one task, right? One job: hack the contracts. First, they tested them on contracts that were previously exploited in the real world after March 2025. The result? The AI agent successfully executed 17 out of 34 major attacks. Now, then they drained, I think it was about $4.5 million in these simulated funds. Then they went bigger. They tested against 405 historical contracts and executed 207 profitable attacks, totaling $500 million. But here's the most terrifying number that I want you to think about here. It's $1.22. And that is the average compute cost for the AI to run one exploit. The reward, millions, right? The risk, negligible from a financial, obviously, from a financial perspective. So, and the report also found that AI's exploitation capability is doubling every 1.3 months. Guys, this isn't days or years, this is months. And the window that developers have now to patch a bug is a matter of hours, right? So it used to be where humans were racing against other humans, right? A hack, a human to patch it, and then a human to patch it ahead of a potential future hack. Well, now you're up against machines that are doing it at fractions of the time, at fractions of the cost. So essentially, we're in a new arms race, right? Where defense must adopt AI at the same pace as the attackers. How are we going to use AI to defend as others are using AI to attack? So, how do we invest in a world where AI is actively hunting our assets? This is a defensive investment thesis. We are no longer looking for the shiniest new projects, right? We are looking now for the most battle tested and secure. I want you as an investor, as a refined investor, to start thinking of things in this light. Let's start with the hardware and diversification. First, your personal security. If your crypto is not on a hardware wallet like a ledger or a Trezor, there are others, of course, out there, then it's vulnerable, right? Move your funds now. I am not the first person to say this. I'm not a financial advisor, but I don't have to be. I'm a consumer. I'm a user. I'm an investor. I understand the risks. I've been at a position where I got essentially I was compromised by an exchange, by a bankruptcy. But it doesn't just come as in the form of a bankruptcy. It can now in the form of AI and hacking, right? So I want you to think of it this way: move your funds to protect yourself for two reasons. One, you shouldn't have your money on exchanges anyways. Your crypto should not be there other than trading and moving, etc. Otherwise, they need to be secured. You need to learn how to secure your funds on your own private wallet. Secondly, the diversification matters more than ever. Now, the attacks target obscure DeFi protocols, right? the blue chips have been secure, they've been safe. Ethereum, Solana have massive communities and major resources, right? And they're dedicated to security. Your best defense is a fortress with a huge wall, not a tiny wooden shed. So keep that in mind when you make decisions about where you want to park your crypto, what assets do you want to be involved in, where do you want to hold them. Now, this is the AI defense play. Now, hear me out. The money is flowing into services that fight the AI hackers, right? So look for protocols and services that are integrating AI into their auditing and defense stack. The Anthropic report mentioned open sourcing their Scone Bench dataset, specifically so developers can train AI to find these bugs first. This creates an investable category. It's called security auditing tokens. Projects focused on AI powered contract scanning, continuous monitoring, and bug bounty coordination are poised for massive growth as development teams start paying top dollar, for AI defense solutions. They're looking for the solutions that are going to be long term in place, sort of to protect and to prepare a system, a defense mechanism against future AI hacks. So you got to play at the same game. You can't play a human game when machines are doing it at a fraction of the cost and fraction of the time. You've got to go 10 steps further. So when fear and exploits rise, institutional money always rushes to the safest assets, right? That means Bitcoin, of course, BTC, and the most heavily regulated, audited stablecoins like USDC. Makes sense. These assets become the ultimate defense hedge against DeFi chaos, right? Your portfolio needs a large anchor in these sort of safe havens to weather the coming storm of automated exploits. So again, it's about keeping a balance, but doing so very strategically and mindfully. You have to know what you're doing step by step. So, in conclusion, I want you to understand the age of autonomous AI attacks on crypto are here, right? They're not, we're just getting started in this. These simulations I mentioned earlier are sort of like are sort of like the things that those that are sort of at the forefront are really positioning themselves so that we can build a meaningful army, right? And it's the same as any military. A military has to conduct itself, but to do so, they have to understand their enemies, right? How better to do that than in a sandbox, and which is really what we saw here in this example today. And this is a game changer, right? This separates the serious investors from the speculators. Your defense is very simple. You huddle on a hardware wallet, diversify into battle-tested ecosystems, as we mentioned, and look for tokens actively building the AI defense layer. Don't be the next headline, right? I don't want you to be that headline that an AI drained. Protect your funds. Now, if you found this video helpful, you found it insightful, interesting, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm always looking to take a different angle to find content that I believe will serve you and your friends and your family. Please share this video with those that are involved in investments and even in crypto specifically, because we are in a different place today, and I want you to be ahead of the game. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.